Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Okay, I just wanted to go into a short lesson. This is something that I was meditating on this morning. It's a thought that came to my mind about how Yahweh Shai, when he healed that woman that had that issue of blood for 12 years, how if you get it in the Mark version of the gospel of that account, it tells you that she spent all her money trying to get the physicians to heal her, and it didn't work, and it actually made her situation worse, which lets you know that the Lord, the Heavenly Father, exhausted all the other options that she had to be healed, because it was meant for Yahweh Shai to be the ultimate healing, and for our people to have trust and faith in Yahweh Shai, and even to the day. And it made me think about how the Lord, even in your day-to-day life, you might try to, you might be going through something, and you try to find a quick way out of the situation, when the Lord already have a way made, and 9 times out of 10, it might be a way that you don't want to go through, but ultimately it's the way to go, for your healing or for relief from the situation. And that way be the way that Yahweh Shem want to take you, because it's ultimately to build your faith up, to increase you in some way, shape, form, or fashion for the better. So I just wanted to get this account with that mindset, and I'm going to start at Mark 5:21. In the AMP, when Yahweh Shai had again crossed over in the boat to the other side of the sea, a large crowd gathered around him, and so he stayed by the seashore. One of the synagogue officials named Jairus came up, and seeing him fell at his feet and begged anxiously with him, saying, My little daughter is at the point of death. Please come and lay your hands on her so that she will be healed and live. And Yahweh Shai went with him, and a large crowd followed him and pressed in around him from all sides. They was, pushing up on him. A woman in the crowd had suffered, this is the point, from a hemorrhage for 12 years. And this is where she was bleeding profusely. She kept bleeding. She had an issue with blood, and had endured much suffering at the hands of many physicians. She had spent all that she had and was not helped at all, but instead had become worse. See, it said that she spent all that she had trying to get healed from a situation. None of it worked, and it made her conditions worse and worse. And the Lord is in control of it. We know the Lord is in control of everything. Man's goings is of the Lord. How then should a man understand his own way? He knew that she was going to do that, and he purposely made it to where none of the things that was being done would work. And I'm pretty sure some of them things probably helped other people. Whatever methods that they were using, it probably helped other people in their situation. But for her specifically, it was meant for her to believe and trust in Yahweh Shai, and for Yahweh Shai to heal her because of her belief and because of her faith. Yahweh Shai knew that was going to happen. He knew that situation was going to occur. He wasn't completely unaware that someone was going to touch him and have faith and be healed. That's why he told her what happened, because he already knew. He knew, even though she told him, that if only I could touch your clothes, I would be healed. But I'm gonna finish reading it. It says she had heard reports about Yahweh Shai, and she came up behind him in the crowd and touched his outer robe. So she was already, this is before he had even got there. She already had heard about Yahweh Shai and how he was healing people. So for her to be in the same place at the same time as Yahweh Shai, she was already, planning on this. And this was her mindset. She said, for she thought, if I just touch his clothing, I would get well. Immediately her flow of blood was dried up, and she felt in her body and knew without any doubt that she was healed of her suffering. Immediately Yahweh Shai, recognizing in himself that power had gone out from him, turned around in the crowd and asked, who touched my clothes? Now remember, everybody was pushing up on. Well, I'm reading next. It says his disciples said to him, "You see the crowd pressing in around you from all sides, and you ask who touched me." So everybody was already pushing up on Yahweh. You know, some people probably was touching him, but she had it in her mind that, you know, she was all out of options, and the only thing that she could have faith in and trust in was the power of Yahweh, the power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh. And to this day, this is a good lesson for us to learn too, because no matter what we go through and what we dealing with, we know that Yahweh already have a way for us to escape it, you know. But sometimes that way might be the way that we don't choose, you know. And the Lord will let you know when He start exhausting all your other options that you're trying to go through for relief. But this is her mindset. It said she touched his clothes because she had, if I can just touch his clothes, I just know I'm gonna be healed. She had faith, and that's what pleased the Lord, and that's what allowed her healing to be granted, because she believed. Verse 32. Still he kept looking around to see the woman who had done it. And the woman, though she was afraid and trembling, aware of what happened to her, came and fell down before him and told him the whole truth. Then he said to her, "Daughter, your faith, your personal trust and confidence in me has restored you to health. Go in peace and be permanently healed from your suffering." So see, the Lord, He said, you're permanently healed because of your faith. And you know that increased her faith even more. She already believed. And when she saw it happen and she felt it happen, that made her believe even more. But she got afraid when Yahweh stopped and like, who did that? You know, it made her afraid. But He told her, He basically comforted her and said, don't be afraid. That's why He told her, go in peace. Don't be afraid. You did the right thing by having faith in me, having faith in me. And because of that, you are healed and you're permanently healed. You won't have to ever worry about that issue ever again. And that increased her faith even more. No one can know exactly what she was experiencing but herself. Just how bad it was, but herself. So for her to be healed from that issue just from touching his clothes, you know how much of a faith booster that was for her? And how much more for us in these last days when we go through our day-to-day and we have faith in Yahweh Shai, and we don't know how the day may go, or we don't know what it may bring. We don't know how we might get through the day, get through the week, get through the month, whether it's financial issues or, job issues, whatever the case may be, car issues. But the Lord makes a way, and it might be, we all have our own personal testimonies and situations. We can bring out some of the generic ones where you might not have the money and you thinking about trying to do something in a certain way, but what's keeping you from doing this is that the Lord will come through for you, because you already thinking about backup plans on top of the backup plan to, okay, if this don't work, then I'm gonna do this. But when plan A didn't work, you start to go to plan B, but when plan B didn't work, you like, okay, plan C, I might have to see about plan C, because that's what was going on with her. Plan C, plan D, however long it took, she realized, okay, I'm gonna just have to give it up to the Lord. And when she heard about Yahweh Shai, she was like, okay, that's my only option. And she went with it and had faith, and the Lord healed her. So, I just wanted to bring that out. That was something that came to my mind this morning, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do a lesson on that. So, Lord will, this was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing His word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping His word of sincerity and the truth. And until next time, shalom.